Amazing. It's an ovulation process that takes place every 28 days. You can clap for her in a better way. Good. I think one more person. Who will I choose? A guy. Tell us what menstruation is. Swagmasa.
Habari zenu? Kwa majina naitwa Aziz. Kama yamesema tu hivyo tu, mimi sina kitu ya kuongelea.
Clap for him. So by definition, mambo ya wanasayansi, menstruation is when an egg from the previous cycle is not fertilized, the uterine lining sheds and menstruation occurs. Sawa. But anyway, I know we have sisters, we have ladies within our households, and we best understand the menstruation cycle of a woman. But I'll go in depth in that. And you guys are going to help me tuendelee na kusoma, tunasomeshana. Sawa? I know you know what I'm talking about. But for formality purposes, I'll explain everything, I'll explain the phases. So it's not a gender biased place to be. Just because we're speaking of menstruation, it doesn't mean that we're only focusing on the females. Okay? So this affects us because we have sisters, we have girlfriends, and when I say girlfriends, I don't mean in an intimate way. I mean we have friends who are girls. See? So it's good to have the knowledge of how our bodies operate and how our anatomy operates so that we deal with these people better. Kweli ama uongo? Yes. So, by a show of hands, how many people know how many days menstruation takes? How many days menstruation takes? The menstruation period. How many days? Somebody, someone, somewhere?
Nalingana na hormones zinaenda.
Okay, so how many days?
Me yangu ni 3.
3 days. Clap for her. Another person who wants to share how many days menstruation period takes? Hello? Tumesema tumekuja kusoma. Na tumekuja kusoma vitu tunajua, right? Yes, so please, usiogope, these are very natural things, and we want to make it a normal fact by 2030, okay? So how many days does the menstruation period take? Yes?
Okay, me to try. Okay, let's say minimum 3 days, maximum 8.
Amazing. Clap for her. Who else wants to give us another input? Yes. Microphone here, please. Amazing. It's very, very normal. 1 week. So clap for her. So can I surprise you kidogo? Nataka kushtuka kidogo. Do you know that the menstrual cycle takes 28 days? Did you know that? The menstrual cycle takes 28 days. So it's a period of different phases. Okay? By a show of hands, nani anajua how many different phases we have? A trial? There's no wrong answer over here. Yes, microphone there, please. 4 phases. Amazing. Clap for her. And you know what? She's actually right. It's a period of 4 phases. So, since she mentioned it's 4 phases, can anyone attempt to name either one of them? Moja tu. Yenye unaweza kuwa unajua. Fikiria. Nikiwekelea pesa najua mtapata right answers. Yes, so I see an answer here. Please, Mike. mic tukusikie.
Moja ni 7 days.
Amazing, clap for her. Great, great, great. So, for ladies, we usually have 4 phases, okay? For gents, it's usually 2 phases. So, I'll put this in a very, very simple way. I'll put it as the gents are like the sun. So kawe ni mwanaume, you are like the sun. And for a lady, you are like the moon, okay? So every day, it's well defined that when a guy wakes up, it's just like the sun rising and you're full energy, ready to go out there. Separate them, we have 4 full phases that we go through, okay? And I'll use a very, very simple analogy. Kama unielewi, unainua mkono unaniuliza, teacher, hapo umemaanisha nini? Sawa? Don't be afraid. I want to take you through this so that you can understand it fully, okay? So we have 4 different seasons in a year, right? Kwa mwaka moja, tunakuanga na different seasons. I know all of you know. So which different seasons do we have? Someone in kwa mwaka, kwa 1 year, we have 4 different seasons. What are the different seasons? Just try. Don't be afraid. No answer is a wrong answer. Every answer is correct over here because we are learning. Yes.
Spring.
Amazing. Clap for her. Has she given you an idea? Somebody else? Give me another season. Give me another season. Yes. Summer. Clap for her. Yes.
Winter.
Winter. Amazing. One more. Autumn. Amazing. Clap for those ladies who attempted. And you know what? They are actually very, very right. So that's how we are going to view a lady as. Okay? We're going to take all those 4, alafu tuilete for 1 month. And then we see what a lady gets to experience. By definition, winter time inakuanga saa ya nini? Saa ya baridi. Saa hizo vitu mimea inakufa, right? Kukiwa na baridi si mimea hiyo kufa. What happens in spring? That's just when winter is ending. Sindio? Mimea sasa zinaanza kugrow. Kama kulikuwa na ice, inaanza kumelt. Kama kulikuwa na baridi, inaanza kuisha. Alafu life starts beginning, right? In summer, what happens? Hello? What happens in summer? Kuna jua. Sasa kama tunataka kwenda Mombasa, kama tunataka kwenda swimming, that's the time when everybody is full of energy, right? And finally, there is autumn. What happens in autumn? Yes, Mike, please. Just try. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. No answer is a wrong answer. Hello? Who knows what happens in autumn? So in autumn is where we go back. Sasa tunaanza kurudi kwa winter, kwa baridi. Okay? Okay? So, for a female, I want you, when you view a female, to view it with the 4 seasons that they go through. So menstruation has 4 seasons, and that's the analogy I want us to use today. So, in winter, the energy is low, the lady is soft, and dark, and inward. Hafeel kuinteract na mtu yote. Ladies, can you relate? When it gets to that time of the month, kuna time tu ufiliki kuongelesha watu. Au feel hata kuona mtu in the first place. Mother akikwambia kitu unashangaa sasa huu ni nini mbaya na yeye. Akikushautia kidogo umejam umetoka kwa nyumba. Okay? So that's when you're facing the winter in your menstruation cycle. And you know what? Gifts you get there. You get the gift of vision since you're isolated. You get to surrender. And you get to restore yourself and you get to reflect on your life. Sasa hizo ndo tunafikirianga sana. Tunafikiria sasa maisha yangu itaendaje? Unajua? You're thinking a lot in that process. So that's the first phase. The second phase is spring. Tulisema what happens in spring? We said now life is starting to come back. Sasa zile sasa umeanza kusikia, nimechangamka, nataka kwenda kusalimia beshte yangu, nataka kwenda maono kudance, kama hiyo ndio kitu nafanya, kama you participate in karate, sasa hiyo ndio unasikia, ni kama utafika China, you know? That's when the spring is happening now. Life starts to come back. After spring, now we have summer. Hapo ndo tunakuanga full blown. You look so oily, unakaa mrembo, you're attractive. Watu wanaona tu, na udem ameiva. Do you know that happens? Do you know literally your body goes through that? Yes. So hapo tena ndo unasikia umechangamka, unasikia kupiga look, unasikia kutoka nje watu wakuone. So that's when you're facing the summer within your menstrual cycle. And then there's kwa summer, like upper energy iko full peak, okay? You're outward, you're open to ideas. And then now, in the phases of the moon, you're like a full moon. Si mnaonanga vile full moon inakuanga? Before it gets to the full moon, there are phases it goes through fast. But when it's full, it's so beautiful. Yani the sky is just so clear, you can actually differentiate that lady from any different person. Okay? Okay? Are you understanding? Are you getting me? Are we together? Mmeelewa mpaka hapo? And then finally, we have the autumn phase, where the energy goes back to being low, and then you're dark, and then you're moving inwards, okay? In preparation of the winter time, where you get to experience your monthly period, okay? So have we understood? So ukiona sister wako ako pale kwa nyumba, to the bros in the house, ukiona sister wako ako pale kwa nyumba, ajisikii kukuongelesha, usimkasirikie. Probably she's in her autumn or the winter time in the phase of the cycle. Because this period takes 28 days. Imagine. 28 days ni kama roughly 1 month. So for 1 month, a lady is facing different phases in her menstrual cycle. So we have to accommodate them, right? When they're feeling low, when they're not feeling like talking to you, ukiona try kukuwa friendly, anakupush kidogo, it's not because she does not love you or she does not care for you. It's because this is actually what she's going through in her period of a menstrual cycle. Okay? Ukipata sasa tena amechangamka, ameflip, ule mwenye wako anataka kuongea sasa, ndio huyo amechangamka zaidi, anataka kuenda kila pahali, anataka kutokelezea, tena unashangaa, kwani huyu ni chizi? Hii dakika tu moja yako ameanza kuniongelesha, sasa tena ndio anataka kuniongelesha. No. We have to understand that we go through phases as ladies, okay? Sawa sawa. And then when you're in spring, now you can relate better with people, you're open to talking to other people, you're free, right? Now you can interact. How feel ni kama uko na moods, una feel you're supposed to be outside. We also embrace them when they're in that phase, okay? So we have to understand that it's a journey. Probably the first 3 days or the first 1 week we are having our menstrual period, right? And then in that period in time, uko in pain. You're in pain, you're feeling cramps kidogo, or feel uko active. It's very, very normal, okay? But we want to now bring it as a fact that, you know, hey, I'm experiencing my menstrual cycle, right? But I can still be able to do other things. That doesn't, hainifanyi nisikose kwenda shule, right? Hainifanyi nikose kwenda sports, right? Because it's perfectly normal. And when we have the support, and when we have the knowledge of this is what we go through as a society and as a community, I think there'll be better embracing. Kweli ama uongo? We embrace each other, we embrace the ladies understand that this is perfectly normal. Sawa sawa? So, who knows the process of the way the egg travels from the ovary to the uterus? Atueleze. Hello? Hello? Dansa wetu mnoma. Mike pale nyuma? Yes, you. She loves smiling. A book clap for her before she explains to us. Yes. Please explain to us how an egg travels from the ovary to the uterus and finally to having the menstruation period.
Okay. When
Usijali, si lazima kizungu. Tu explainie tu vile wewe unajua.
sawa. Ikifika your menstruation day, the egg from your ovary inatokanga, inapitia fallopian tube, inakuja straight to the uterus. Then kama kuna
Sperm to fertilize it.
Yeah. So inakuja ina release na inatoa in form of damu sasa.
Amazing. Clap for her. Such a good attempt. And you know what? That's exactly what happens. Okay? So tulisema tuko na 4 stages in the menstrual cycle. We said there's winter, there's what? Spring, there's what? Summer, and there's what? Hey, a book clap for yourselves for being very good students. Amazing, amazing. So, kwa phase 1 winter, that's when the uterus sheds its lining, okay? Sasa, egg imetoka kwa ovary, imekuja imefika kwa uterus. Haijapata sperm ya kuifertilize, okay? So it will start shedding in the form of blood, okay? So when you're getting your menstruation period, maybe you've not already started having a menstruation period, and then unashanga, why am I feeling wet huku chini kidogo? Unashtuka, unashanga damu, unaona aki nimekufa. Yangu imeisha hapo. No. Hello, mmesikia swali yake? Please repeat.
Nasema ukienda usi, kuna time wewe msichana ukienda ulize daktari, kama mimi yangu hapa nayo nashtuka tu. Nianza period yangu ilianza late. So ikaenda one week nikajiuliza niko normal kweli, nikaenda usi. Nikasikia mwanzo ameambiwa hormones zake ziko weak, nikajiuliza aje.
So within this talk that we're going to have today, I'll explain that. So shikilia tu hapo na be attentive because I'm going to explain everything. For the menstrual cycle to occur, we usually have hormones involved, okay? So there's the hormone estrogen. Some of estrogen, kuna progesterone. Yes, all those hormones are involved in the menstrual cycle. Shikilieni tu hapo, msishtuke mshangae, huyu anatuambia nini huyu, hata tuzielewi. Sawa? I'll explain what all that is about. So, when the uterus starts shedding its lining, when the egg has not been fertilized, you can have 2 to 4 tablespoons of vibrant red blood per cycle, okay? Sawa sawa? So, si mnajua tablespoon ni nini? So when your menstrual cycle starts, that's how much of blood you can actually collect. And the hormones involved are estrogen and progesterone. Hizo levels za hizo hormones at that time they're usually very low. Umeelewa sasa? Daktari akisema, alisemaje tena? Hormones zake ziko weak. Probably what he meant by saying that is your hormones are low. Okay? Now hormones zikidrop down, that's when the menstrual blood now comes out. Sawa sawa? Because hizo ndo hormones zenye zinakuanga produced for fertilization to occur. You understand? So when hazijapata hiyo seed ya kuifertilize, it means that kazi yetu hatuna hapa tena, so tunashuka chini. Okay? So your hormones drop and then your menstrual period starts. So the common symptoms are increased inflammation, unafeel nika umenona, nika unataka kukula sana, vitu za sugar sana. So that's also perfectly normal, okay? Unasikia nataka chocolate hivi, nataka kubembelezwa hivi, perfectly normal. Hapo sasa you have full blown mood swings. Hapo ndo mtu akikuguza hivi kidogo, wachana na mimi, sijisikii kuongea leo, na hata huyo mtu hajakukosea, but that's perfectly what? It's perfectly normal. You have mood swings, unasikia umechoka, unasikia bloated, you feel fatigued, alafu cramps zinaanza. You start feeling cramps kwa tumbo, ni kama unaumwa, and then you have headache, and then now your breast area becomes so tender. I don't know whether at that time you've examined your body or yourselves. When you touch your breasts, you actually feel that they become very tender na unasikia uchungu. Okay? So when that happens, know that it's what? Perfectly normal. Sawa sawa? So have we understood the winter part of our menstrual cycle? That's when we're shedding blood. That's when we're very irritable. That's where tunasikia who consume a lot of sugar. Alright? Understood? And the progesterone levels and the estrogen levels are quite low. Alright? So now we move into the spring. What did you say about spring? Hapo ndo life inaanza kurudi. Sasa umetoka kuumwa na cramps for maybe 3 days, now you start going back to normal, right? So the follicular phase is also known as the pre-ovulatory phase. The uterine lining rebuilds, unaanza kurudi normal. So nakumbuka kwa winter, the uterine lining was shedding. So now you start rebuilding your uterine walls. And there is potential for fertilization of an egg, okay? There's a very huge potential. So if you happen to have sex at that time, hapo hatuna safe days, you might get pregnant, okay? So you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful with your cycle. And this happens from the 5th to the 11th day of the menstrual cycle. See, we said we have 28 days. The first one was winter. We have from 3 to 7 days. The second one is spring. We have from 5 to 11 days. And then now we come to summer. Tulisema summer tuko wapi? Full blown. Energy levels very much up, right? So what happens here is where the fertilization phase is. Ukiona umechangamka, unasikia kuongelesha kale ka boyfriend kana kufinyanga macho, you know, unamfeel tu, yani you're just feeling like being around male energy. Know that your body is taking part in that, okay? And don't feel shy. It's very what? Siwaski, it's very what? For you to feel attracted to a guy at that period in time, it's very, very normal. But you have to also involve your brain. Ujiulize, is this the right thing to do at this time? Okay? So that's how you might feel. But you're very much in control of how you feel. Sawa sawa? Just because you are attracted to them doesn't mean you have to have sex with them. Na kama imezidi, you're feeling like indulging. Because saa zingine our body gets the best part of us. Kindly have protected what? You know what I'm talking about. Yes, ngeni na nguvu, have what? Protected. Yes, because now this is the most vulnerable point. Hapa sasa, yani if you get sperms deposited, hiyo ni goal. Sema goal. And you're pregnant, and now you have to be a mom. Okay? I'll just let you digest on that. You said when it's summer, it's very, very dangerous. Hapa sasa, we have a chance to become a mom. Umechangamka, unarukaruka kila pahali, shanga na leo Johnny anakaaje handsome. Hebu nimhug, nimfeel. Be very careful, okay? So the hormones, they are very zimepanda sasa. Kuna luteinizing hormone which triggers the egg to be released from the ovary, okay? So you understand where the fertilization is coming in. Kuna hormone inaitwa luteal hormone ina act, ina prompt. Nikainaambia ovary, hey! Release your mayai. This one is ready for fertilization, okay? Then the body reaches an estrogen threshold and decreases after. So estrogen inapanda abruptly, alafu inarudi inashuka. The common symptoms in this summer phase: increased libido. Increased libido inamaanisha the urgency to have sex, okay? Which is what? Hello? It's what? It's very, very normal. Fluctuating moods, unaweza kuwa umefurahi, the next minute unaweza kuwa umekasirika, okay? That's the summer. And then there's more cervical fluid. When you check your private part, you feel like there's more fluid in there. That is for the lubrication purposes when you're indulging in sex. But we've said no to sex, senior, so that we're not going to have right now. And then there is an increased appetite. Hapa sasa, tunakula properly, okay? And it's perfectly what? So when your family members are asking you, kwa nini sasa uko na hiyo appetite mingi hivyo? You explain to them that I'm in my summer days of my ovulation period. And now it demands that I eat a lot of sugary stuff, I eat a lot of food, because the body needs that for it to be able to release the egg, okay? And then there is more autoimmune disease symptoms. Yani kuna disease symptoms like unaweza feel kwa body yako, una feel maybe baridi, fever hivi, okay? Yeah? And then finally, there's the autumn phase in the uterine cycle. So the uterine starts thickening and prepares for potential implantation. Hapa sasa, the uterus yako inaanza kujitengeneza kukuwa ready kushikilia mtoto. But if no fertilization has taken place, then it does what? It sheds off as blood. Understood? Understood? How interesting was that to learn? Very interesting. Sindio? Ladies, now do you understand yourselves better? And if you've not gone, or if you've not started your periods, that's what you should be expecting. So that you don't get surprises unashanga, kwani nakufa ama? Okay? Hello? We want to make this a normal fact by 2030. So you're not supposed to be feeling shy because you're going through your menstrual cycle. Actually, you should be very, very proud of that, since now you're becoming a mature ladies. Okay? You're becoming a mature lady. You start appreciating yourself as a female, right? Hello? Despite only being fertile for a small window of your cycle, generally 5 days prior to 24 hours after ovulation, there is always potential for sperm to stick around any time.